Hello everybody, I'm Hye-Jin Yun and welcome to Voices of Morningside. Joining us today, she is an AJKA National Karate Champion, but she also started a new movement on our Morningside campus. Here to speak about the power of language and words is the founder of Words Matter, Bouchard. Welcome to the show.
Hello Hye-Jin, thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. So, you started this new movement on campus that has to revolve around words and power of language. So tell us a little bit about what this Words Matter entail.
Sure. So Words Matter is actually a reaction at first to a lot of other campaigns that we've seen quite a bit throughout the internet, throughout online media presence, whatever it may be, and primarily those are things along the lines of words hurt, or people really focusing on this negative aspect of language that is very powerful, but limits what language can do and completely ignores the positive power that language can have to really help shape someone and shape your identity. So Words Matter started as an event in the residence hall here at Barnard College, and from there people started getting very excited about the whole idea and decided to expand it into the greater Morningside community and maybe New York, and we'll see where it goes. But the idea being that the language that you surround yourself with and that you grow up with forms this lens through which you view reality. And what happens is that people don't necessarily recognize that that lens exists and that it's there. And what that creates is a single story where you silence every other lens that doesn't coincide with your version of the truth or reality. So we're giving people a stance and a chance to really reflect upon that and focus on what that lens is in their life.
So it's really interesting because you actually use social media, primarily Facebook, as a platform to really launch this project. And it seems to be working very well because a lot of people are liking it and really being influenced by it. So you touched upon this a little bit, but tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind this new project. What sparked you to start this new movement? You talked about how you started as a small residential assistant project, but how did that kind of blossom?
The inspiration behind it really just started coming from hearing the stories that people started telling me about times where language was super salient to whatever was going on in their lives, and started to kind of form aspects of themselves that they didn't realize were formed by something that someone said. And that's so powerful to have that recognition in yourself and then realize that you might have that same power, and you do have that same power around everyone in your life as well. So the inspiration really comes from a place where there's just an awareness that needs to be drawn towards this type of instance, and where people should really start recognizing that what they say carries so much weight, and just listening to that.
Well, speaking of different forms of communication, how can people from all, involved in different things be involved in your really great project?
We want everyone and anyone involved. So the general idea is to get everyone to speak and reflect about language in their lives in this lens. The easiest way to do it are either on our Facebook page, like the page, and then send me a message saying you're interested. I also have a team of students who are very passionate about what's going on, who help me with these messages, and we set up photo shoots and interviews. That's one way to do it. Another way, if you're not in the New York area, is to take a picture with the phrase Words Matter written anywhere on your body. Take that picture, which can be completely anonymous if it's noted, by the way. That is an option for for all of our participants. A lot of them choose to take it. And from there, send me a quick blurb along the lines of a story like the one I just shared where language was super important, or your general reaction to the idea that words matter and what that means to you, and just send that into the page and we'll post it up as soon as possible, which is really exciting.
It's really interesting how you took the Words Matter and allowed people to use their creativity and kind of put it all over their body. Mm-hmm. So what was the inspiration behind that? Like, why your body as a platform to write that Words Matter?
Definitely. The reasoning for the body, and the reasoning we're keeping the phrase consistent of Words Matter and not allowing people to write just about anything, is body language is a huge part of communication that is often ignored by very many people. So by using the body as a canvas to express it, we're introducing body language into the mix of communication. And the idea of keeping Words Matter consistent is that the idea that language is consistent for everyone. It might not be the same language, but the idea of communication in its essence is at the core for every person ever. But speaking of creativity, Ms. Hye-Jin, I know that you yourself have quite a story with language, and I'd love to hear a little bit about it since we will be featuring you very soon on our page.
Well, that's a really great question. I think language also, I grew up speaking two different languages, Korean and English, so I think really words become seeds of your dreams. Often my mom kind of taught me that really watch what you say and careful what you wish for, because that will be the seed that be planted and actually blossom into the tree that you wish to perceive yourself as. So I want to generally be a positive person, and I try to use positive language, encouraging language to other people to make sure they feel loved, and I make sure that I am becoming that encouraging person that I want to be perceived as, and that I feel like. So I think really using your language to be expressive and I think that the tone of the language is really important too, right? Because the connotation is often really important to make sure everybody's feeling that you are in a safe space. And if you say things enough, I think it can come true. Like, I think I said even small things like I want to go to Disney World, for instance, then I am going to Disney World in a couple of days. So I'm very excited that whatever you wish for can actually come true if you work hard at it. So yeah, that's my little take there.
That's fantastic.
Well, thank you so much, Claire, for joining us. Make sure you like Claire's project on Facebook. You can find it at facebook.com/ourwordsmatter. Thank you for joining us, and have a nice day.